morning, I'm Juanita and welcome back to the Knit Guru. There's now a chorus of roosters and there's two beagles running around because my old dog is also here with Rocky, so I'm not sure whether or not you'll see them in the back of this video. Yes, it might still be a little bit dark. I have not yet adjusted to the fact that summer seems to be coming to a close, according to the sun in the morning, but not according to the heat during the day. It's honestly been like 29 degrees for the last couple of days. That is a hard no from me. A hard no. Anyway, in celebration of Pokemon Day, which, as I upload this video, is 100% when a lot of my viewers are Pokemon Day-ing. So February 27th is the official Pokemon Day. This will be uploaded on New Zealand February the 28th. In celebration of Pokemon Day. This is not the video that it was going to be. What I was planning on doing was reviewing something that I ordered months ago. It hasn't arrived. However, at the start of this week, you got the pattern for my Pidgey, whose eyebrows have gone a little bit funky because it's been one of those weeks, all right? We are not shading this queen whose eyebrows have become unruly. I am very happy with the Pidgey pattern. I'm thinking maybe I should try and do a larger knit amigurumi project, and I know that I want to, but this is not the week for that. What we're going to have in this video instead is a straight tutorial for this little guy here. Back when I had Pokemon Blue, Bellsprout was one of my first Pokemon. And I love Bellsprout. And I've been wanting to make Bellsprout for a long time. I've got a whole stack of patterns for like Bellsprout and Weepin' Bell and Victory Bell hats on my website. All of my Pokemon themed patterns are going to be listed down below. What we're going to do today is this is going to be a tutorial for this little guy here. The video is going to be helpful, but the useful part is also going to be the written pattern down below. What you're going to find is this is a free pattern. It's going to be listed on my website, and then it's also going to be over on Ribbler. On Ribbler, it's exclusive to my followers, but it's still free, which means that you basically have to follow me over there. The advantages of Ribbler is that there's more pictures. There's a limit to the number of pictures that I can put up on my website, and I found that what happens there is that the images get compressed. And also, people keep stealing my patterns, which is stupid because they're free. They don't need to be stolen, but I keep getting messages to say that they're appearing on Etsy being sold by somebody else, and it's like, well, I don't want to take them down, but if I put them on Ribbler, at least... It's not, I don't even know if there's an at least there. Basically, I can track them a little bit better, and there's a few more protections in terms of like when you're uploading stuff. And you can download it as a PDF yourself if you've got Ribbler. Yeah, so there's things going on. Anyway, this guy here is what we're making today. This is Bellsprout. He stands approximately yay tall. I'd say between 15 and 20 centimeters. He's just a little wee fella. What you're going to need is 3 and 3.5 millimeter needles and double knit wool, although you can scale that up or down depending on what yarn you want to use. Just find a needle size that's slightly too small for the yarn. I've just noticed that literally all my ducks are trying to break into the chicken coop. It's one of those mornings. You're also going to need some stuffing, a couple of safety eyes, although you can embroider those on, and pipe cleaners, because we build the skeleton first before we build the Pokemon around it. It's honestly, it's literal farm chaos. Now there's a bumblebee just like, you know what, I'm not angry with the bees. Anyway, hopefully you can enjoy making this little wee fellow over here. The hardest stitches involved here are going to be things like your knit yarn over, knit the back to do an increase of 2 in a stitch. There's some center double decreases in the leaves. There's a little bit... No, I think I got rid of the I-cord. I was going to have some I-cord, but there's no I-cord. It's mostly just knitting back and forth. So it's mostly just increasing, decreasing, and stitching up at the end. He's not a hard make. He's quite a quick make, and I hope you enjoy making him. And here's your tutorial, and if you're not interested in the tutorial, I will see you next week. Happy Pokemon Day. Right, so what we're going to need is these 4 pipe cleaners. Just sort of give them a bit of a bend to give the shape to our Bellsprout. As you can see, I've just sort of wound 2 together and made little feet, and then twisted them around each other and bent it over to make a little head. Does it stand up? Yes, it does. ever so slightly. Everything we now make is going to be made on top of this wireframe, so some of your row lengths may need to adjust from what I've got. You make these little feet with 4 stitches each, and then we're going to take those 4 stitches each, slide them together and knit them to get 8 stitches for a few more rows. There's a full written pattern down below. Then we're going to have 2 of them, that says 2 legs, and you'll see it kind of looks like a filleted Bellsprout at this point. Then we're just adding on further up for the body. He's looking good, if not a little bit mental. I'm going to take some stuffing and just wrap it around the belly of our Bellsprout, and stitch the stitch his carcass around the outside. Yeah, it's a little bit creepy at this point, but what we've got is we've taken our brown knitting and we've stitched it around the shape. There's a couple of leaves we're going to make and stitch them to the side. Again, everything's written down below. The head itself is also like a filleted head. We've just got some stockinette stitch in this purpley pink colour, followed by just some increases going on to get the yellow, further increases for the yellow. We knit further around his head, and then it's sort of just decreasing down to, well, down up to the top of it, round to the top of the head anyway. At this point we put in some little eyeballs. You can just stitch these in afterwards, but I had some tiny safety eyes on hand. Then we're just going to stitch it and partially stuff it, stitch it some more, stuff the rest, until you sort of close the whole thing. Now all we're going to do is take our yarn tail that we've stitched it up with and attach it to the stem of his wee body. It's not a difficult knit and it's not a long knit, it's just one of those weird ones because we're building a frame, then we're stuffing on top of it, and then we're wrapping the knitting around it. The full pattern down below, what you may want to do is to increase the number of rows depending on the length your pipe cleaners are, because I'm not sure if they're a standard length or if they're different all around the world. Alright, I'll catch you next week.